Hello, WWE World. This is Wrestle Talk Reality, back with the hottest wrestling updates. Subscribe now and let's break it down. As the night went on, the situation backstage grew even more intense. SmackDown general manager Nick Aldis, already under immense pressure, managing one of WWE's most volatile rosters, suddenly found himself at the center of a full-blown crisis. The Bloodline storyline has long been the backbone of SmackDown, and any incident involving its members carries massive consequences. Aldis immediately ordered a full investigation. Every frame of footage was reviewed, and every possible witness questioned. But things took an even darker turn when it was discovered that the security cameras had gone dark at the exact moment of the attack. That single detail raised suspicions of sabotage and deepened the mystery. The locker room became tense, with everyone on edge, watching their backs. It was clear that this wasn't just about hurting Jacob Fatu. This was about power, control, and sending a dangerous message that would shift the balance of SmackDown forever. The storm of speculation. By the next morning, the internet was in absolute overdrive. Social media platforms were flooded with fan theories and insider speculation. Some believed Roman Reigns might have orchestrated the attack to weaken Solo Sikoa's rising power. Others thought the Usos could have acted out of frustration, trying to force a family reckoning once and for all. LA Knight's name surfaced too. His drive to prove himself on SmackDown made him a believable suspect for those who thought this was about making a bold statement. Kevin Owens, known for his volatile temper, was another possibility, especially given his long-standing issues with the Bloodline. Even Cody Rhodes' name was whispered, with some fans believing he might have sought revenge for the countless battles he's fought against the Samoan dynasty. For a while, every theory felt valid, every possibility real. What made it even more gripping was that the mystery had transcended the show. It had become the topic of discussion across all of wrestling. SmackDown wasn't just about matches anymore. It was a full-blown whodunit that had every fan waiting for answers. Nick Aldis breaks his silence. Those answers finally came when Nick Aldis stepped in front of the cameras for a tense backstage interview that was released online shortly after the show. He looked calm but visibly frustrated as he announced that the investigation had concluded. Every lead had been followed, and the truth was finally clear. Then, in one shocking statement, Aldis revealed that the attacker was none other than Tama Tonga, a man who had stood side by side with the Bloodline through every battle. The revelation sent shockwaves across the wrestling world. Fans were stunned. Commentators couldn't believe it. The betrayal hadn't come from an enemy outside the faction. It had come from within. Tama Tonga, once seen as one of the Bloodline's most loyal warriors, had turned his back on his brothers in arms. It wasn't about outside rivalry anymore. It was about betrayal, resentment, and pride. The truth behind Tama Tonga's actions. As more details emerged, a clearer picture began to form. Sources close to the situation revealed that this wasn't an impulsive act. It had been building for weeks, maybe even months. Tama Tonga had reportedly been frustrated with how the Bloodline's internal hierarchy had shifted since Jacob Fatu's arrival. Once seen as a cornerstone of the faction's next generation, Tama began to feel overlooked as Fatu's star power soared. His speed, charisma, and dominance quickly made him Solo Sikoa's right-hand man, a role Tama believed he had earned. For someone with Tama's pride and legacy, being overshadowed was more than just a storyline setback. It was personal. He felt disrespected, pushed aside, and underappreciated. That resentment grew until it finally exploded backstage in a violent confrontation that left Jacob Fatu down and out. It was a painful reminder that in WWE, loyalty can fracture when ambition and emotion collide. The Bloodline's future hangs in the balance. The fallout was immediate and far-reaching. Solo Sikoa, the current leader of the Bloodline, now faces the most difficult challenge of his career. His faction, once built on family, loyalty, and dominance, is fractured from the inside. Fans are asking what comes next. Will Solo punish Tama for the betrayal, or will he try to hold the group together despite the chaos? Either choice could define his legacy. Meanwhile, Roman Reigns, watching from a distance, must be relishing the situation. The cracks in Solo's leadership could be his opportunity to reclaim his throne as the head of the table. The irony is that he doesn't even need to make a move. His rivals are doing the damage for him, but Jacob Fatu won't stay down for long. His return is inevitable, and when it happens, it will be fueled by vengeance. The looming confrontation between Fatu and Tama could become one of the most intense and emotional feuds in years. What once was a unified empire now stands divided, and the fallout threatens to reshape everything the Bloodline ever stood for. The reactions and the ripple effect. The reaction to Aldis's announcement was immediate and intense. Fans across the globe took to social media to express their shock, sadness, and disbelief. Some couldn't believe that the Bloodline, a family that had dominated WWE storytelling for years, was finally breaking apart from within. Others praised the depth and realism of the story, calling it one of the most compelling twists in modern wrestling. Inside WWE, the mood is said to be tense. Some wrestlers understand Tama's frustrations, others see his actions as an unforgivable betrayal. Nick Aldis now faces a difficult choice. Should he suspend Tama Tonga for his violent act, or let this drama unfold inside the ring where emotions and consequences can collide in front of the world? It's a balancing act between discipline and storytelling, and Aldis knows every decision he makes will define his credibility as GM. Meanwhile, fans can't help but wonder if Roman Reigns will soon return to restore order, or to reclaim power amid the chaos. The possibility of Roman, Solo, Tama, and Fatu all colliding in one massive storyline has everyone buzzing. It's not just about who leads the Bloodline anymore, it's about who survives it. Final thoughts. What happened on SmackDown wasn't just a dramatic twist, it was a defining moment in WWE storytelling. It reminded fans that beneath the lights, the rivalries, and the spectacle, wrestling thrives on emotion, pride, jealousy, loyalty, and betrayal. Tama Tonga's shocking decision may have broken the Bloodline's unity, but it has reignited the passion of the WWE Universe. Nick Aldis now faces the challenge of maintaining order in the most volatile locker room in wrestling, while fans eagerly await the next chapter. Whether you see Tama as a villain, consumed by envy, or as a man pushed too far by disrespect, his actions have changed everything. The Bloodline, once untouchable, is now fractured, and the road to redemption will be brutal. Family has turned into a battlefield, and SmackDown has never felt more unpredictable. One thing is certain, this is far from over, and the next move could rewrite WWE history forever.